talk about taxes in the United States. Why is the tax system so complicated in here? How and where do you do your taxes? We'll talk about money and business and other aspects of American life. Are you ready? Let's go with me. Welcome to my channel, Role Model Kids. Kids do what they see. And today we're in accounting and tax office of my friends. They'll tell us all about taxes and money situation in here. Come on in. Hi guys.
Hi Katya, good to see you. Welcome in.
Thank you. How are you?
Good to see you again.
Good to see you.
How's everything?
Everything is good. Tax season is here, man.
That's right. It's that time. Can we offer you some water, some coffee, something to drink?
Well, do you have tea?
Yeah, we do. We have your favorite green tea.
I'm a tea girl.
All right, let's do it.
I love your office. It's like attention to details. Everything is perfect. I love coming in here.
Thank you so much. She can take credit for that.
The designer.
She's
Yes.
the queen. Listen, I've known you guys for a while, and I've been doing taxes with you for the last 3 years. But
Correct.
can you tell me more about the company? How did you come up with this idea?
Yeah, so Red Square Accounting and Tax started in the year 2020. Angelina and I, we decided to join forces. She comes from the accounting and tax preparation for many, many years. And I come from the sales and luxury sales. I work for a Fortune 500 company. So what we decided is to get together and build a business. And it's been very successful, and we're happy to be here.
You're busy here all the time. No
All
matter
the
when
time.
I call, you
Yes.
always...
So one thing with the taxes is that a lot of companies, they just open during the tax season. Our goal is to open all year long, and not just to cater for taxes, but also for the accounting and new people or entrepreneurs that would like to start a business. We can also advise and help them with that.
How many languages do you speak in here? English?
So we speak English, Russian. I speak Spanish, and I understand some Portuguese and all the Latin language along the lines. But if we don't know, we'll find an interpreter, and our goal is to help all our clients from all languages.
I guess your customers coming from all over the world in here.
Yes. We do have Spanish, Hispanics. We have Russian speaking. We have Europeans as well, and we live in Orlando. It's a huge Brazilian community, so we also have quite a few Brazilian customers.
Ivan, I know that the tax system is so complicated in here, so
Yes.
let's cover the basics first.
Yes.
Who has to pay taxes in the United States?
So in the United States, U.S. citizens, permanent residents, and including non-residents have to pay taxes in the United States. Anyone that has a source of income in the country, in the United States, must pay taxes or at least report the taxes.
So pretty much everyone. Go
Pretty
ahead.
much everybody.
And who collects it?
So the agency in charge of collecting taxes is the IRS, the Internal Revenue Service, and they're the ones that they basically take care of collecting the taxes, and if there's overpayments or anything like that, they also issue refunds.
Is there a deadline to file these taxes?
Yes, every year there's a deadline. Sometimes they move it around depending on different circumstances. But for year 2023, the deadline for personal tax return, it's April 18th. For business tax returns, it's March 15th. And the nice thing about it is that for a lot of people that they don't have time to gather all the information they need to do their taxes, there's also an extension that's applicable, and the taxpayers can make.
Okay, and let's say if I forgot about my taxes or I didn't know that I have to file my taxes, if I'm traveling, so if I miss the deadline, what happens?
So at that point, you have a few options. You can file an extension, but it has to be before the deadline. That gives you an additional 6 months, so you can gather all the information you need, and then that can be reported to the IRS. That is just for filing purposes. If you owe money, then it needs to be paid before April 18th, in this case for this year, and that is to avoid penalties that they might put on the amount.
What if I totally forgot about it and I remember it, let's say in June?
Okay, so in that case, you can still file. The IRS wants you to file, but there will be some penalties and late fees for doing that. If you have a tax that's owed to you, then there is no penalties for that.
Got it. All right, let's talk about employment. What income taxes do I pay? Hold on. What is the minimum wage in Florida first?
So currently the minimum wage is $11 an hour, and it will go up by $1 every year until it reaches $15 an hour in 2026.
Oh my goodness, $11 an hour. So if I work for 40 hours a week, $120 a month, $11. Who can do the math?
So you're gonna make around $2,500.
Oh my goodness. And what income taxes do I pay?
Yes, you pay three types of income taxes, which is a federal tax, Social Security, which goes towards your retirement, and then the Medicare tax, which will go towards your health insurance once you retire.
Okay, and Florida doesn't have state taxes,
The
right?
Florida doesn't have state tax, but the taxes like New York or California, they might have a state tax. Plus, sometimes they have either city tax or municipality tax. So Florida is one of the best states to be.
Oh, that's great. And why we don't have a state taxes in here?
Well, that's a complex calculation, but one of the main reasons because Florida it's a tourist state, and we have a lot of visitors every year, millions and millions.
And how does the government collects the taxes from the tourists?
There's many reasons, but one of the main reasons, whenever you check in the hotel, they have what it called like a tourist tax.
Like resort fees?
Like
is it something part of
a
it?
resort fee is different, but they have that what it called tourist tax. Sometimes it's like implemented in the price where you don't see it. But also if you rent like an Airbnb or doing the property management, they collect all this additional taxes.
Ivan, and do you guys help with investments?
So when it comes to investments, we do tax preparation and accounting. So we don't deal with that directly. That it's actually dealt with the brokers and the financial advisors. Those are the ones that have the licenses to provide advice to a customer in regards of the investments. What we do work with is a form that they get at the end of the year. It's called 1099B, and essentially it's a summary of for all their income and losses, stocks, and we use that to calculate it into their taxes, whether it's a gain or something that's deductible.
So if I'm an average American, let's say I have my Robinhood account, how much taxes do I pay on my stocks?
So that's a good question. Essentially, with this form, if you have a gain, there's two types. There's a short-term and a long-term stocks or gains. So it is calculated differently depending for how long you held the stock. And once we calculate this form, that goes into your total income and your total calculation. So there's not a specific answer, but it's definitely calculated into the return.
Can we talk about the time frames? How long do I have to have a stock for in order
So-
not to pay taxes?
Yeah, so there's really not a way not to pay taxes unless you have losses. Something that's interesting is that whatever you have as far as gains, you pay 100% of the total amount. But if you have losses, you can only deduct up to $3,000 in losses in your taxes.
Okay, I don't quite understand about the gains. So if let's say my gain is $1,000, how do they calculate it?
So it is calculated. First of all, we'll need to establish the total amount. If it's a short-term gain, if it's a long-term gain, and then there's something in the middle called wash sales. But all that is calculated into the taxes. So it's not a specific number. It all depends also on your adjusted gross income and the total calculation.
And is there like a minimum amount? If I make just like let's say $300, $400, do I still have to pay taxes?
So the short answer is as long as you have an income, you will be paying taxes on it. And then it will be determined how much based on the total picture of the calculation.
Got it. And And how can you invest money? So I know Robinhood platform. What else is in there?
So there's the different platforms. That will be the brokers. They have now cryptocurrency. People use stocks. There's dividends. There's all kinds of different investments that people can do. But that will be with a financial advisor. Can go more in detail.
Okay, so you just at the end of the year help with the
Yeah, basically what we do at the end of the year, people bring the forms, and we use that to compute how much they'll be paying or deducting from their taxes.
And how much does it cost to have someone file your taxes? And can you do it on your own?
Yeah, so you can do it on your own. Actually, a lot of people, they actually file the taxes on their own. And even the IRS, we can put a link on the description below. The IRS also offers some free websites where people can actually file their return. It is just like anything else. If it's something simple and the taxpayer feels comfortable to do it on their own, great. But a lot of times there might be questions, or you want to make sure it's done properly. That's when a tax preparer comes into the picture, and this is what we do, throughout the year. So it forces us to understand and to know how we can help you. It's not just filing the tax, but it's also understanding, ways that maybe you're overpaying taxes, or if you have your own business, how we can look into deductions, or if we can find a different structure that works for you. So that's basically how it works. As far as the price goes, there's not a set price by the IRS. There's not a specific guideline. So just like any other profession, it can go from very inexpensive to very costly. The majority of the cases and how we price our services for the taxes, it's based on a base price, and then it goes from there based on the amount of forms and the complexity of the returns. Some are very simple, and some are a little bit more complex.
Okay. What is the highest price that you?
So the highest price, it depends. Some people have, for example, multiple businesses. Some people have investments offshore. So it can go anywhere from the $200-$300 all the way up into $1,000 for a business, very complex return. But again, there's not a specific price or a table. Each office and each preparers, they have their own prices based on their experience and their costs and etc.
And how are you priced compared to H&R Block or?
Yeah,
other?
so one thing when we came into business, it's important to understand the market, and it's not just to put a price that you think it's good for you or for the customer. So what we did is that we analyze our area. So we compare with the tax offices in our zip code and beyond, and we add it, and then we divide it so we have a market price. And that's what we do. We try to be at the market price. We don't want to be the least expensive. We don't want to be over the top. We try to stay with the market, and it's something that requires adjustment. And every 6 months, we look at the market again. We see how we're doing. And if it goes up, we need to go up. And if it goes down, we need to adjust accordingly.
Ivan, are there any benefits of owning the car if you have your own business? Like, can you deduct it? How does the process work?
Yes, Katrina. So that's a very good question. There's actually two ways that you can deduct the usage of your vehicle, but it has to be if you are self-employed or for your business. And the way it works is the simplified method, which is the miles that you drive the car, and that has a dollar amount. For year 2022, it went out from 58 cents to 62 cents at the middle of the year. And the other method will be adding up everything that the vehicle required to be used. So that will be gas, toll, maintenance, and all that needs to be added. And then something to keep in mind is how much you use it for business and how much you use it for your personal use. And at the end, the best way to do it is to do both, to calculate the miles and also calculate the usage and see which one is more beneficial for you to make a deduction.
And then right now, electric cars industry is blooming. Like, are there any benefits of owning an electric vehicle?
The electric vehicle is blooming, and there's more and more. And the government is helping to incentivize for people to purchase an electric vehicle. And the way they're doing that is by giving you a non-refundable credit of up to $7,500. There's limitations with that, and more information can be found on the IRS's website.
Who can open a business in United States, and is it hard to open?
Well, anyone can open business in the United States. United States is actually favorable to open the business. They want you to bring your investments. They want you to create a new workplace. So literally anyone from any point of the world are welcome to open the business here, and no matter your immigration status.
How much do you need in order to open a business?
Well, it all depends on type of business you're opening. Just to open a company with the state, it could cost anywhere from $50 to $500.
So somewhere in
It
between.
depends on the state fee and which state you're gonna open the business with.
Okay, and do you like how much money do you need to have in your bank account in order to start a business?
No one will require any amount to invest in the business. It's solely up to you and depends on your budget.
All right. What if my budget is zero? Do I still have a chance to open one?
Yes, absolutely. You can open one, but the minimum to open the bank account, I think you have to deposit like $25 or so to open the U.S. bank account.
So you need $25 in order to open your business in America. And what is required to open a business in Florida? Give me some steps.
Yeah, so the first step, you need to finalize your legal structure of the business. Will it be a LLC or the corporation? So for the most startups, we recommend to open an LLC because it's just more flexible and less paperwork required. In addition to that, you need to choose the name, the state where you would like to form the business. After you file all required paperwork with the state, you obtain an EIN number, which is an employee identification number for business. And after that, you just open a bank account. That's pretty much all the steps which required to open the business.
Do you need an accountant for that, or like, let's say I can do everything on my own?
Yes, you can certainly do everything on your own if you feel confident. I would recommend to hire an accountant or the tax consultant in order to choose the taxation method for your business. For example, LLC could be taxed in 4 different ways. It could be sole proprietorship, partnership, S Corp, or the C Corp. And to go in more details, the expert or the tax specialist will recommend what is the most beneficial taxation method for your business.
Got it. Look at the car,
Oh, wow.
Lamborghini.
Amazing, looks gorgeous.
What about the electric tax credit? Is it gonna work?
Probably it's a gas vehicle, so this car will not qualify for the tax credit. But we have a BMW here, and we can check on the IRS website if this make and model qualifies for the electric vehicle credit.
Thank you so much for watching this video. If you still have any questions when it comes to taxes in US, please write a comment down below, subscribe to this channel, put a like, and we'll see you next video. Bye for now.